Two unknown levels. Two unknown levels and a piece of gear incoming. You ready for this shit? Ready? We're gonna turn this in.
Wild hunt welcomes you.
Piece of gear. Alright, this is a piece of gear though, right here. Piece of gear, our renown level. Coming in.
Scent of our foes.
Alright, renown baseline. It's a blue chest. Guaranteed. Piece of gear and renown. It's the same conduit. Oh boy, we made it. Level 60. And with level 60, of course, there's a huge checklist of things you want to do. And I was lucky enough to hit level 60 on a Sunday night as I was going to bed, which meant on Monday was my first actual day at level 60. And if you don't know, World of Warcraft has a weekly schedule that resets on Tuesday. And there's a lot of things in this expansion you want to try to get done for your weekly reset. And since I'm on a time limit, I'm doing this in 1 month. Every reset counts. I thought to myself, God, how am I going to do all this? I got Torghast to do, layers 1 through 8 to collect Soul Ash, to attempt to get a legendary rank 4. I have to do gearing stuff of Covenant Unknown, PvP, raid, maybe some mythic plus, try to get as high of a key as I can so the weekly box tomorrow gives me a better piece. So it's time to prioritize. Look at these lists of things, decide in 6 hours what can I accomplish. PvP, nonsense. Well, maybe the weekly quest. Covenant gearing can be pushed off to tomorrow. Torghast, Soul Ash, oh boy, do we want Soul Ash, because we want legendary rank 4. Until we checked the price on the auction house and decided that since we're on a fresh realm and we have like 10k gold and rank 2 legendary alone cost 40k gold on this realm, that maybe the rank 1's enough. So Torghast, not that important. So that made it simple. Really the only thing I wanted to do before this weekly reset, since I'm broke and I am not interested in farming gold, was try to get a decent Mythic Plus key done. And I decided a 10 key was totally doable. A 10 key was not out of the question. So I had to get a key. I was going to do my own key, and no one's going to accept a survival hunter at fresh level 60 of 130 gear to a Mythic 0, right? Or an M2 or an M3. Do your own key. I say this all the time. That is my elite big bearing strat that's going to let me get a plus 10 key done on the first night. Do your own key. So I get a group together for M0. Didn't take that long. I wasn't that picky. Just needed bodies. And we walked in and we did it the other side because I had a chance at a weapon. Now the other side went easy. We walked in and my rogue DPS, who wasn't pressing his damage buttons that well, was off the charts of kidneys and interrupts. He must be a PvP player. He was fantastic. We crushed to the other side. I get no key, and I deploy elite strat number 2. I played really well and was the best I could be as a friend of the tank. And I whispered him, I said, hey, do more with me. Bring me. And he said, hey, sure. On this condition, we do Theater of Pain. Theater of Pain has a staff. Of course we do Theater of Pain. We go to Theater of Pain. We kill the boss that drops my staff. Someone else gets my staff. After the key, the tank decides to leave. And I decided, we're geared enough. It's time to do M+. The first key I got from the very first M0 I got was a +2 segment defs, which was easy enough. We +2 it. It didn't take me that long to find a group. And we crushed it. Got a +4 deodal side out of it. Now, this is where I start feeling that famous tank drought I hear so much about. Now, I'm a DPS player finally, and I am looking for a +4 the other side. I take a rogue, and I love this perspective from this rogue. I like to think that he was looking at my group final list of me, thinking like, let's see who we can get. And this is where my friend queues with his like 215 over Good Shaman, and part of the challenge is I can't pick my friends, right? I can't play my friends. I decline him, he's trolling me, right? And my friend decides to log on through a list of his characters and queue for his key, and I just gotta keep declining his like 210 plus geared character. He wants to come to this plus for the other side. And I love the perspective of this rogue. He's maybe sitting here with me at 190 watching me just decline these 214 damage dealers, but I can't take them. We eventually find a group, and I realize, oh boy, we have what looks to be 3 range characters. So I confirm my group. Hey, don't worry about it. We do have a melee kick. I'm a melee user, and I link my interrupt, and the range hunter just bounces on site. He doesn't even stay around, but I replace him easy enough because the tank does stay, and we get the key going. This is where the night takes a bit of a turn. We pull that first pack, and I remember looking at the damage and going, oof, this fire mage did less than the tank. Maybe he was holding on to combust, and I look at my cooldowns and I see, oh yeah, he held on to combust. He's gonna pop off the second pack. And then the second pack, he doesn't pop off. And I said, okay, well, maybe he'll just combust boss fights and that's enough. And then he does less damage than the tank on the boss fight. Now, at this point, I'm just here for smiles. The key is timeable. It's okay. Now, the other DPS, he's getting uneasy about it. He's going to comment, are you really doing less damage than the healer? And that's when I noticed that, yeah, this man actually doing less damage than the healer. It doesn't matter though. It's a 4 key. We'll be fine. Everything was not fine. Everything was not fine. We get to the second boss and we discover at this point that this fire mage hasn't cast fireball or combust or flame strike once. He's entirely casting fire blast and pyroblast, and that's it. And successfully doing less damage than anyone else in the key overall. Now, of course, he starts getting shit talked by the DPS. And I'm just like, hey, everyone, put a smile on your face. We can time this. And the healer and fire mage decide not worth and just leave. No big deal. The tank wants to stay around, and the tank has a mage he knows. That's not fire, so thank God. And we do a 3D other side, and we actually manage to plus it, which gives me a +5 Sparrow key, which takes, oh god, enough time to find a group, because again, this +4 range seems to take some time, and we get into the key, and everything's going okay. The bear tank that we have is obviously new, and the shaman healer is not, even though he's playing kind of badly. And the shaman healer is very vocal that this bear tank needs to look up how to tank, telling him how to do his job incorrectly, such as telling him not to stack the bosses on the first fight of Spire. And the tank's like, I'm trying to cleave. And the healer says, no, just stand still and take it. You're making it harder. And then we get to the second boss, and that's just a mess. Oh my god. Everyone getting hit by balls, everyone just dying. But luckily we get through it. We get to the third boss, and this is when things take a turn. Third boss does not go well. And the last boss takes even longer because our boomkin, who is now having an argument with the shaman healer, dies, I don't know, about 10 times on this last boss fight. And the key fails. But not for all. I actually get a staff out of this. Now it's 5-6 hours later, and I've received about 2 pieces of loot, 3 pieces of loot. I've done no Torghast. I don't have the funds to get a legendary. My guy is still severely undergeared, and I only got a 5 key done, and I'm sitting with a 4 key now. But I decided that I'm doing enough damage. I don't particularly care. It's just a grind to get to this 10 key at this moment. And I don't have the time to commit to this. So I call it a night. I call it a week. Week 1 of my Shadowlands Hunter experience is done. And I have a 5 key to speak for it. I have a max level survival hunter and a 5 key to speak for it. And that's it. And I'm going into week 2 with a smile, I swear. So there you have it. The first full week, level 60. In the past video, my first night at 60, trying to get stuff done for the weekly reset here. If you're not currently watching me play it live at twitch.tv/Spartan, what are you doing here? Go to my Twitch, follow me, catch me live, because I'm going into my last reset. Yes, that's right. You just watched the first reset of stuff while I'm doing last reset on Twitch, because that's how far behind I am and how bad I am at doing this stuff on YouTube. I'm trying, but you should just come watch the last week as I continue the videos. Come and enjoy this last week of me. We have one more reset for me to get Keystone Master, or I will shave my head, and so much has happened. I'm so excited to share. Come watch.